tell you this, it ain't over easy.
Amy Robach and ABC are now responding to that leaked video of the anchor candidly commenting on allegations leveled against the now deceased Jeffrey Epstein.
Hillary, I have to ask you a question that has been plaguing me for a while. How did you kill Jeffrey Epstein?
Amy Robach, an anchor over at ABC, was caught on a hot mic saying that ABC executives killed a story that would have exposed the sex offender billionaire Jeffrey Epstein 3 years ago. She had the story, she says.
2015 interview with Virginia Roberts-Giuffre, who accused Epstein and Prince Andrew of sexual misconduct.
And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything.
She says executives were acting under pressure in part from the British royal family. The recording was surfaced by the group Project Veritas, and it's remarkable.
I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed.
In the video, she notes that ABC wouldn't put the interview on air, saying she was told, "Who's Jeffrey Epstein?"
She issued a statement today, clearly under the gun from corporate lawyers, saying, well, we didn't really have the story. Clearly, obviously nonsense. Why wouldn't ABC be more honest than that, I wonder?
It's because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal.
I mean, she comes off as sincere, as an actual journalist, frustrated and thwarted by executives determined to protect Jeffrey Epstein.
Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying, there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago.
CNN today refusing to cover the story, part of the effort to protect Jeffrey Epstein. What is going on here? Why are NBC's protecting Harvey Weinstein, ABC, and I would say by extension CNN protecting Jeffrey Epstein? Like, why the impulse to protect powerful sex offenders? What is going on?
There were a lot of men in those planes, a lot of men who visited that island, a lot of powerful men who came into that apartment.
And further adding, then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. The anchor went on to say that ABC was afraid they wouldn't be able to interview Prince William and Kate Middleton if the story were made public.
But, I mean, when, Judge Kavanaugh was up for a Supreme Court seat, I don't remember GMA, one of whose anchors was a friend of Harvey Weinstein, of Jeffrey Epstein's. I don't remember them pulling back on those allegations of sexual assault at all.
She specifically mentions Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, other high-profile people. It pays to have friends in high places, I suppose, but this is such a great example of why people have come to just profoundly distrust their media. They know the game is rigged. They know that things are not, that the media get to decide what gets high play and what doesn't, and that who gets destroyed and who doesn't. And seeing that power that the media have and seeing how corruptly they wield that power is really eye-opening for a lot of Americans.
But now, in a statement provided to The Hollywood Reporter, ABC News has responded to the leaked video saying, "At the time, not all of our reporting met our standards to air, but we have never stopped investigating the story."
They say our story was not ready for air, which, by the way, you brought up NBC. That sounds very familiar, right? NBC said with Ronan Farrow's Harvey Weinstein reporting, that story was not ready for broadcast either.
Yeah.
So there is a similar parallel there for sure.
But in that tape, she discussed more than ABC's role in spiking the story. She also expressed her thoughts about how Jeffrey Epstein died.
How did you kill Jeffrey Epstein?
So do I think he was killed? 100%. Yes, I do. Because he made his whole living blackmailing people. When I heard he was found in his cell selling his money, I knew immediately. And they made it seem as though he made that suicide attempt 2 weeks earlier, but his lawyers claimed that he was roughed up by his cellmate around the neck. That was all to plant the seed.
It does seem like there's a concerted effort to cover up for this guy. Why is that?
And then So I really believe it, like really believe it.
I was struck even by what the reporter was saying, that she worked on this story for 3 years. She tried to bring it to air for 3 years, and now it was coming out. 3 years ago was 2016. We did not see reticence from our media about running stories about Donald Trump that were based on, that made him look bad. And yet you saw this profound reticence for any story that might negatively affect Hillary Clinton.
Unbelievable that CNN would devote a better part of a year to destroying, for example, Roger Stone's life, staking out his house as the FBI comes and roughs up his 72-year-old wife, because he was friends with Donald Trump, and that's not allowed in our country. And then to cover up for Jeffrey Epstein, I mean, it really does make you think that, like, maybe the system's too rotten to continue. The whole thing is, you know, no wonder people are paranoid about the media. They have every reason to be.
He's sitting in the corner with the longing eyes. Who's that crazy cat? He's looking like he just heard some liberal hypocrisy. Who's that crazy cat? He's mocking those liberals telling lies. Who's that crazy cat? And all he can say is, oh.